guys, welcome back. We are back here again. WRLYLP 93.5 The Oak, Blondeberry Media. Thank you guys for having me back. I missed y'all. I hope you all had a good weekend. I know I certainly did. Shout out to George and Tori. I got to go to their Friendsgiving this weekend. You want to talk about drinks on drinks on drinks on drinks. Also, I think their cousin Beatrice brought this game called Taboo for the Culture. How are you? Oh, y'all, I already signed up for the wait list on their website because it's like a wait list. They don't, like, you can't just go to their website like Walmart and just buy it and it's readily available because it's a I presume a black owned business. So funny. Taboo for the Culture. It is so funny. Me and my sister are so competitive. We can never be on the same team because we'll just sweep. I mean, I'm just saying, you know, like when you know somebody and it's easy to describe things that have happened in your life, it's just easier. So shout out to Tori and George. The party was giving. We were zipping and zooing it, and we were killing the game for the culture. I have to get that. I'm on the wait list. I'm waiting for them to be like, we're in stock, so I can go ahead and snatch that up. Did you guys have a chance to check out the AMAs this week? Was that yesterday? Y'all, the days are running. Okay, can we just say that? The days are running together. Next week, we are in December. I can't believe it. I'm like, where is the time gone? Lord, help us. So, Christmas. I hope y'all got y'all kids' presents and the trees up because the time is near. Next week will be December, and I honestly cannot believe it. We got to see the AMAs. Well, I saw the clips because I personally couldn't support after Mr. Chris Brown was disinvited to the performance. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about that. So the AMAs aired, I do believe yesterday or Sunday. Today's Tuesday. So the AMAs came on several things. First things first, I want to say shout out to Cardi B. She showed up for Glorilla's performance. She looked amazing. How did she get away with the curse words? She was cussing on live television. Does she have to pay like a fine? Cardi, anywho, I was like, girl, the breath control, you're cursing up here. Anywho, it was really good, Glorilla. I'm so just happy for you, excited for all your success. As we all know, Christopher Maurice Brown was supposed to do the Michael Jackson tribute. I believe it was for Thriller's anniversary, if I'm 40th. Shout out to that. Jesus, so many years have gone by. Thriller's 40th anniversary. Chris Brown was supposed to do a tribute. He said his performance got canceled at the last minute with the reasons unbeknownst to him. He doesn't know why. I believe that. And then secondly, he did end up winning. So Chris Brown, he was supposed to do the tribute. He ended up winning I believe favorite male R&B artist. Kelly Rowland looked beautiful in this leopard print gown. Beautiful. She gets up there to accept the award and people start booing. I presume they're booing Chris Brown because he won. She puts her finger out in the crowd and says, you know, one moment, hold on, like have some respect. And then she accepts the award on his behalf. She says, thank you for your contribution to R&B and calls him a great performer. I get on my Twitter page. Y'all are dragging the Kelly Rowland. Let me say that again, the Kelly Rowland. Y'all are dragging her through the mud online. I'm shocked, truly and personally. They're saying, well, he's an abuser and, you know, the typical things that they would say whenever Chris Brown starts to get a little bit of shine. And these are my feelings. You know, you come here for my opinion, so I'm going to give it to you, right, raw and in color. So Chris Brown has owned up to everything that he's ever done. So let me just start there. This man has been in and out of jail, probation, therapy, donations, you know, community service. He's done so much. And even when Karrueche had a restraining order out against this man, he was popping up on her at the clubs and stuff. Was he not? Come on, Chris. But he owned up to that, and he was on this man was on house arrest. So I'm just saying, He's done the work and he's owned up to his faults and his wrongs, and he's a young man, you know, that essentially grew up in front of us, in front of the spotlight. And what I do want to say is, you guys act like he doubled down on his alleged, you know, assaults or whatever you want to call it. You act like he's out here like Tory Lanez, or they're snickering in the back, but these are the facts. You act like this man is Tory Lanez, Trey Songz, or somebody that's continually saying, I didn't do this is not who I am, bop, bop, bop. So you have these people who continually double down on the fact that they're innocent, that they didn't do these things. Meanwhile, they have open lawsuits, court cases. Chris Brown did whatever he did many moons ago. We're going on at least 10 years at this point, and y'all continue to badger this man when he has accepted, you know, the faults in what he has done, and he's, you know, trying to be a great performer, a great artist, and a great dad. Y'all are really trying it. So what I do appreciate about Kelly Rowland, they caught up with her again, TMZ cameras. She's leaving the hair salon in Los Angeles, and she said, everyone needs forgiveness, everyone needs grace. And that just jolted my spirit, because like I said, y'all act like Chris Brown literally was like, I didn't do these things, Rihanna's wrong. He did none of that. He has apologized many times over. He has gone to too many times, okay? Because I would have been done with y'all. I'm like, look, let y'all grow up in the public eye. Let your kids do something that you don't want everybody to know. This man has done everything that he could do with grace, and he needs forgiveness, and y'all need to move on. Y'all are not going to stop until Chris Brown's mom finds him how Robin Williams' wife found him. You know what I'm saying? Y'all aren't gonna rest, and then it's gonna be, oh, well, give him his flowers. Give it to him now while he can smell it, so he can move on with his life. Y'all are really pushing it and trying it, and it is just, it's not sitting well in my spirits. I don't appreciate it. I didn't even watch the AMAs. Sierra got on her Instagram and said some nice things, and shout out to Kelly Rowland and Sierra for really class act for saying those things. Like, yes, we've moved on. Okay, Rihanna has forgiven this man. I'm gonna need y'all to, Karrueche has forgiven this man. We've all moved along. Karrueche done got into a whole nother relationship and got out of it, and y'all are still on this. I'm bothered. I'm clearly bothered. I'm gonna need you guys to move on. And if you find somebody who can perform like Chris Brown, please let me know. I would love to know. There's tons of R&B singers out there, but are they giving you a top tier performance, dancing, singing like Chris Brown is? I'll let you guys answer that. My answer is no. All right, so we're gonna move along. We have a guest in the building today. I will introduce you guys after the break. Sit tight. All right, you guys, welcome back. We are joined by Miss Mary Black, the City Council for District A. Welcome her. Snap, snaps, claps. How are you doing today?
What's up? I'm doing really well today. How about you?
Good. I'm so glad to have you. I do want everyone to get into a little bit about you, just so they are aware of what you're doing for Raleigh right now. So you were just elected City Council District A, and this is your second time.
No. This was my first time ever running. I won my first race, which is a kind of a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
First Black woman to run or win in District A, and also the youngest ever on Raleigh City Council.
I love it. I love to hear it. I love to see it. What, I guess I want to know what kind of shaped you and made you want to get into politics. Like, what was your upbringing, or what did you like in school that made you kind of be like, this could be something I could do?
Everybody always asks that question. I grew up in Raleigh. I'm right here from the district. That was one of my things. Like, I'm a homegrown candidate, so right here from Raleigh. Went to high school right in my district. My thing has always been environmental and climate stuff.
Okay.
And so I literally came into this election through that lens of wanting to talk about climate change in the future, of sustainability as it tied into affordability and housing. But my background directly is in climate justice, environmental justice work. And when I think about how I really got into that work, I just feel like I've just always been that person. The origin story, quote unquote, that I use.
Yes, tell us.
There's actually, I don't know if you guys have ever been down to Southeast Raleigh, in the Walnut Creek area, where the wetlands is. Oh, you do? Mm-hmm. So you see the Wetlands Center. Yeah. So when I was in middle school, there was a service learning project that they had us doing. We were creating a field guide of all of the wildlife animals that we could find in this urban wetlands.
Oh, wow.
And it was all tied to the engagement that was going into building the Wetland Center there to bring attention to the legacy of environmental injustice from flooding and just pollution that was happening in that area and how it was affecting Black people disproportionately because those neighborhoods are like historically Black neighborhoods.
Yes.
And so it was at that point that I was kind of like, wait, the environment's kind of cool and it has ties to like race and other things. And so then, and I remember being like 16 and being like, so you can study like environmental stuff in college? Like that's a thing? And then I got to college and it was like, you can do policy and talk about climate change and environmental justice and racism. Wait, this is a thing? So I think my life has just been a series of me being more and more conscious about the things that I was interested in as it relates to how I could impact and shift the future as well as my community.
I love that. I, of course, visited your website. And literally everything she's saying, she's about the environment and just bettering the communities around us. What would you say, like clubs or anything that took your interest in college that kind of guided you for your plan when you graduated?
In college?
Yeah. Were you in a part of any groups or did you lead any groups on your own? Or?
I was kind of, college, I kind of made things move and shake on my own. Like I think that's a big part of this work. I was not supposed to win this election. I can't express that enough.
But you did, girl.
I did. First time candidate, only raised $7,000. As compared to people who had 3-4 times that much that they had raised. And like the backing of like some really powerful people. So, it's really about like, how can you sell yourself? How can you make things move or shake? I know I had a very distinct interest of talking about environmental justice and climate change, and people would rather have me like in the lab studying mushroom propagation because when I was at A&T, Aggie Pride, y'all, Aggie Pride.
Yes, A&T, HBCU.
I was studying environmental studies, and they were more focused on like the science aspects of things. So to get that policy, to get that political science stuff that I was really interested in, I ended up minoring in philosophy. Wanted to go into law school. Still don't know if I'm gonna do that. At this point, I'm kind of like, I was preparing myself to go into law school, but I still haven't done it. Like in 6 years out of school.
It's okay. I tell myself I'm gonna go back and get my master's all the time.
So haven't done that either.
I get it.
So, it was just like finding the right opportunities. I was a part of an organization. Well, not an organization. I came to this event with Mobilize Green, and it was like a opportunity to learn about, go to, I think it was in DC this year, and they flew you out there and you came to the conference and you met other Black people who were in the green fields or interested in climate and policy. I ended up getting a fellowship. This was my junior year. So my senior year, I was working with the Friends Committee on National Legislation, doing climate and environmental policy and advocacy work through my university. And that's where I kind of got this lens of getting into climate and advocacy work in that way. And then I graduated, started doing work with Environment North Carolina, eventually leading into doing some campaign management. So I managed a mayoral campaign in Durham.
Oh, okay.
I managed a Senate race. This was like all right out of college. So
how was that being behind the scenes and now you're actually the candidate?
I never thought I was gonna run for office. I was like, do not.
It's funny how that world changed.
I don't want it right. Those tables, they be turning.
Okay.
So I didn't think I was ever going to run for office. I kind of, at the time, thought I wanted to be the person that was more behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. And I think, life and the ebbs and flows just kind of led me to now being more in the forefront. But it's because I had been on the ground for so long doing the work. Right. And people were like, like, you seem like you would be a good person to run. But it was just like me figuring out what sort of organizations I wanted to be a part of, because I mean, the organizations that I named, I'm not trying to call anybody out, but they are very whitewashed.
Sure, absolutely.
So it's sometimes difficult working in very white traditional nonprofits. So then I had to find the black people, like in the culture, get involved in organizations in that way, and understand culture and liberation through the lens of people who are actually doing the work and not trying to uphold the status quo.
Right.
But when I was in undergrad, I just was like making friends with my professors. My professors are actually coming into my swearing in happening December.
Really?
I called them up. I was like, so I got into office, like, you're coming. So just those relationships have translated over the years.
Yeah.
And
that's so nice.
I was doing cultural affairs stuff. I actually ran for cultural affairs chair at the my sophomore year, then my sophomore year, and lost. And I was like, oh, I'm done with politics forever. It's just a popularity contest. I hate it here. And, you know, now
look at you now.
Now I'm in office. Yeah.
Do you feel like your specific viewpoint, helped you in just getting your message, your point across? Because you're so, specific to you and what you care about.
I think a lot of climate advocacy did prepare me to be in this space. Because there's a lot of it. I actually made a thread about it, and it was like triggering people, shook the table a little bit. It was kind of funny because it was just like, these are my experiences of running for office and what I learned and how it relates to climate advocacy. And a lot of things from the field of being a climate advocate influenced this work because it's based in community. It's based in the fact that you're working against colonization and erasure and just like racism on a deep level. And then like the aspects of like, you have to be persistent, you have to be optimistic, you have to be willing to find consensus. And there's going to be people who are trying to intimidate you, trying to make you feel bad, trying to make you feel like your voice does not matter, especially as a young person, especially as a woman, especially as a black person. It was just like a triple entendre of, but it never really worked because it's like, look, man, like everything's rolling off my shoulders. Nothing you say can really stick to me or make me stop. And, I think that perspective really helped guide it. And then also a lot of people they also really care about climate. I think we're at a place in time where it's like people want to see
that's true
young people in office, and they want to see people who care about the environment in the future in office.
Yes.
Yeah. So, that I think that was a really good like breaking point because it's like an easy, especially in our city, it's kind of an easy sort of talking point to get people onto other points. So I definitely think that helped. Well, yeah.
I definitely agree with that. Because what would you tell a freshman entering college that wants to essentially get into, public office? What words of advice would you give them that would really, matter and set them apart?
Focus on building relationships in the community.
Okay.
As well as like there's different circles of community that you're going to build. There's some that are going to happen in academic settings. There's some that are going to happen in advocacy settings. There's some that are going to happen that are just like directly in the community that may be impacted by whatever is going on. And you need to know how to operate in all those different spaces. So be open to different ways of being, be open to learning, and then look for those organizations that can help build up your public speaking skills. One organization that I always have to uplift is if you're a young woman interested in getting into political power, Ignite National is a fellowship organization. I actually had that only 2 years ago, and it's literally all about getting young women into their political power. And at the time when I had the fellowship, they were like, oh, declare what you're gonna run for office for. And at the time I was like, I'm not running for office. Like, I'm doing this just because it's a political fellowship and the opportunities are really great. You get to travel, you get to go to DC, you get to do these things. And then I ran for office because they really do give you the tools and the encouragement to believe that like you can take up space at this table as a young woman. And so I always have to uplift them in every space I'm in. That's something that definitely lifted me up when I was still trying to figure out stuff around 25.
Yeah.
I say that at only like 28, but yeah, still trying to figure things out. But it was just a really great stepping stone, and those relationships have lasted over time. I think that's one of the best relationship organizations that I've ever like had over time. Just the women are still really good friends of mine. We still meet and go on vacation together.
I love that.
Yeah,
building those relationships. So I'm sure you get this question probably frequently. What if somebody, came to see you speak or was interested in what they could do for their community? What are some small steps or small ways that, somebody maybe as young as you that says, hey, I want to see what I can contribute to my city? Who would you tell them to reach out to, or what can they do?
They could potentially join a city board.
Okay.
That's something that I did. So I was on the environmental advisory board. So this city has a plethora of boards to join, from human relations to community engagement. And those boards are really like a really great stepping stone into kind of the functionality of government. There's a lot of little things that happen in government that, especially local government, that I don't think people really grasp. But that's one way to get into like stepping into that political power. There's statewide boards, there's local boards, and it's just like going to the website, looking up the board positions that are available and options that are happening. And I know right now Raleigh is redoing their system, so hopefully it'll be a little bit more straightforward.
Okay.
We got a younger energy on council, so hopefully we can make some of our technology a little bit more streamlined.
Okay,
city government has been known to have some the information flow is crazy. But I would think that would be like one thing that I would say. Also, like, join social organizations that are happening in your community. You don't always have to do traditional like NAACP or Wake Dems. There's virtual organizations that you can be a part of, and get into movement work. I know a few of my friends are trying to start up the Sunrise Raleigh chapter, which is a environmental advocacy organization.
Okay.
It focuses and prioritizes young people and a Green New Deal and a green economy for the future. So I would say like be bold and have a good team around you.
Okay.
Have a vision of what you want to change and how you want to impact the world, and know that like you're working to do the work so that you don't have to do the work anymore. Like, you want to make the community so good, you work yourself out of existence. So prioritize, like, I think visions that are around that model with people that are really going to have your back and help build with you.
It's very important, very important. What are your hopes for this great city of Raleigh that you're from? And, you know, since you're elected, do you have any just great hopes that you want to bring to your community, or that you really see a need for?
Yeah, so my whole campaign slogan was around, like, everybody should have the opportunity to thrive. So that's really like what I want.
love that too, by the way.
Because it's based in environmental practices and like environmental futures and understandings and values. I can't talk about how much I love the environment. I love the planet so much.
But that's how you know you're passionate about it.
Touch grass, y'all. Like, go outside, touch some grass. But really, so yeah, the idea that this community can thrive, and thrive means so many different things. It means, you know, like
That's
reducing harm from like what has been happening systemically to like creating like Afrofuturistic futures for the people who live here, and really liberation and justice and equity through like housing, through transit, and then like really understanding where money is going and how we're funding certain things, and like being visionary about how we're creating a future. Because the biggest reason why I got into really running for office is that I'm from here. I've lived here for 18 years.
Yeah.
I'm from here. I love it here. And if I want to continue to stay here, I have to believe that the people who are in charge are visioning a future that has me in mind. And I didn't see that. I'm the only person on council.
Ooh, that's a bar right there.
Who rents, and I don't know if the value of renters are being prioritized in this community. I think it's ridiculous the amount, how much rent is going up, and just the cost of living.
Girl, you are preaching to me. Okay.
I feel like a lot of the millennials, 90s babies, Gen Z, we're suffering. Our mental health is suffering. The idea of our future is crumbling, and we're trying to figure out and grapple with the fact that this American dream that has been sold to us our whole life is not necessarily attainable. We might not even have Social Security when we're ready to retire.
This is so
we're paying
true.
into things that we're not going to be able to benefit from. So if that's the case, then we need to be a part of creating our cities, envisioning where we live in places that will work for us in the future. Affordable housing, I think, is like the biggest thing for me. And that is something I'm really gonna push for. But also just really on a broad level, reestablishing trust within our government. And I think reestablishing is kind of a stretch because I don't think a lot of people had trust
to begin with.
But just creating those new ways of being and doing within our government and ushering us into like a new age of prosperity as it relates to just like economic growth and the things as it relates to the city and the movement, and just bringing culture back to Raleigh and allowing that to thrive here, because it's getting pushed out. We have a deep drinking culture, and I love a good glass of Riesling as much as the next person, but our entertainment districts and the way how expensive everything is getting is really pushing out the creativity and the artists and the people that build the culture in Raleigh.
That's so true, because most people just go out for a vibe. They're like, oh, this place is Instagrammable. Let's get a drink and a pic and leave. And
also, I make like $150,000 a year. And, you know, I don't care if I live in a place that's displacing the community members who have been here.
I'm in love. I'm in love with your viewpoint. I love that you're literally making history. Young, Black, first one to do it, and you are thriving, and you want our community to thrive, so it means the world to me. Where can, just let the people know your website and where they can follow you for any updates you have going on.
Well, you guys can follow my Instagram, and let me pull that up.
We will link it. If you guys watch us next day at YouTube, we will have it linked on the screen, obviously, for the viewers. And then I do know you have a website also.
Yeah, that's gonna probably go like down after I take office, so I get sworn in on December 5th. So I'm still kind of just a candidate elect, but so you can follow me at Mary Black, the number 4, District A, and on Twitter, where it really gets popping on Twitter. So I say follow me on Twitter.
Oh, I gotta follow you on Twitter.
Follow me on Twitter, yes.
Y'all can't have my Twitter, but I'm a follower.
My Twitter is just Mary, the number 4, District A. And that's also my website. So if you wanted to check out my platform, it's probably going to stay up through the rest of the year. But that's maryfordistricta.com.
I love it. She gets sworn in on December 5th, you said?
Yep.
Perfect. We are going to pick Miss Mary's brain about a couple hot topics. Y'all be right back after the break. All right, we are back with Miss Mary Black, and let's get into some topics. Let's wrap this up quickly. August Alsina to the front, babes.
Not on my 2020 bingo card.
Was not okay. That definitely wasn't up there.
2020 bingo card.
This morning, August Alsina was appeared. What show was that on?
The new thing that's like VH1 has Surreal Life.
Oh, okay. Surreal Life. Oh, with Tamar.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Surreal Life. August Alsina comes out in a clip, I guess, from the newest episode that aired or is airing, saying he has a new person in his life that is teaching him how to love better. Baby, that's all he said. That is all he said.
The verdict, some of my friends think the verdict is still out because he dapped the man's up.
Same.
But I feel like maybe he's just like pansexual. You know, Black men aren't always granted the opportunity to have other sexualities besides gay or straight.
It's very true.
And so maybe he's just like, he loves somebody and they're helping him because obviously the boy needs some loving.
Okay.
Some
very
healing.
apparent.
And maybe he is opening some stuff up and maybe he does have love for him, but you know, I don't know.
Same. I think the ruling is still out because at the end, the man joined him. Handsome, by the way. Sir, I don't know your name. Fine.
They're both fine.
Okay, but the other man. I'm a sucker for a brush cut, baby. If you know me, you know. Girl, yes. Okay, the man was fine. That's all I gotta say. And they, like she said, they dapped at the end. And I don't know. August, we're praying for you. I hope you're doing well. I know you're taking care of your nieces and stuff. And they're saying this is Jada's fault of yet again.
Are they?
Yes, they are.
What can't she do?
I'm just like,
at this point,
leave Jada and Will out of this.
What
please.
can't she do?
Like she's still doing Red Table Talk. I stopped watching after the August thing. It's tainted. It's tainted now, Jada. You done won the Emmy and I can't watch you anymore. Jesus. August, we're praying for you. All right, moving along. I really wanted to talk about Terica Williams, Florida A&M University graduate. She went viral this July for a nude photo shoot on campus. It was just ruling in the court, not the court, it was like school council or something, that she will be given her master's degree from the college. will people hire her?
Yes.
Yes.
People were just mad that she took it in front of the Rattler statue, which is like super like.
But was it right for them to withhold her degree even though she earned it? Mary, what do you think?
If there's an ethics clause,
Okay. Oh,
possibly.
She going to law school, y'all. Speak it.
It becomes a question around like some sort of ethical clause. But I'm all for body positivity, whatever. So, shake your ass, Lizzo. Can I say that?
it's okay.
Sorry.
I don't think they should have withheld her degree. Like, that's dumb to me. Sorry, because she earned it. Okay,
she paid for it.
And she paid for it. So what? She want to show her butt crack on campus. What are y'all gonna do?
It was a lot, though.
Okay,
it was a lot.
I'm gonna post a pic of my story on Instagram. Please go.
I feel like
see.
it's nuanced. It's like I'm not necessarily saying, oh yes, I love the picture,
right?
But also, I think it's excessive for you to try to withhold somebody's earned degree because you didn't like the picture. I think it gets very Victorian era. Like, we are in 21st century. We're all fine out here. And we all are smart. Like, it's okay.
Shout out to you, Terica. The body was bodying. You look great.
It was.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I didn't get the headdress.
Okay, same. I didn't get that either. I'm like, what does this have to do with anything? I know it's like Medusa, but I just didn't. I don't know. Oh, see, yeah.
Oh, you didn't get that part?
No,
I got it. I didn't care for it. But whatever.
I guess y'all, I don't be knowing. I didn't know. Shout out to Florida A&M though, and Terica, girl, get your degree, girl. Right. Doing it. Oh my God. So this week it was announced that President Trump, the 45th president of the United States, and Kanye West are now unblocked from Twitter. They both announced they're running for president 2024.
His name is Ye.
Please, y'all be ready to. Y'all don't even know. I be arguing with this man. His name is Kanye West, and he's running for president. Nothing good can come of this. I'm sorry.
I mean, he already ran for president, and he didn't win.
Yes, but Trump did win when he ran.
Yes, he did.
Mm-hmm.
I just need him to throw something that sticks. There's no way Trump should be able to run for president again. All the crimes he's done committed.
Yeah, same. And then Biden just turned 80. Is he about to run again? He's older. Sorry for the seniors out there. He is. Is that frightening, Mary, that he's 40? I mean, that he's 80 years old for him to run again?
Yeah.
Like, is that a concern of people?
I think it is a concern. He's really old. I mean, Trump is just behind him at like 79, right?
He is?
Yes.
He's not too far.
I thought he was in his 60s.
No.
Oh my God.
I think he's like 1 year younger. I think they're like.
No, he's like 3 or 4.
I'm gonna check.
Okay, Google it. Wow. I don't know why I thought Trump was in his 60s or like late 60s.
McCain would have been the oldest elected president.
McCain, God rest his soul.
Right, 76. But he's old too. Like,
yeah.
I think we need to shift politics towards. I sound like an ageist when I start talking like this.
No, but I saw people saying that.
Start running.
Yes.
Run for office, y'all. Just do it. Be delusional.
Do you think a 45-year-old can run the country?
But
maybe. Who else would be running for the Democratic Party if it's not Joe Biden?
There might be some people. They're probably gonna just, if Joe runs again, we'll probably follow through and endorse him.
All right, Joe, come on, get your lungs working now. Take a deep breath.
He's gonna have to. This inflation stuff. I think it's gonna be a hard battle. And it seems like all the races have been just very, very contentious these last few years. And I might be biased because I've only been voting for the last few presidential elections. Like, I wasn't around in the early 2000s, mid 2000s to vote. So I don't know. It was a Hillary Trump, and then it was a Trump Biden.
Yep.
It's just a lot.
But it's always down to money.
Yes, but I'm very interested to see if somebody else will step forth and be like, I'm running for the Democratic
I just want Trump to go away.
They done brought him back on Twitter. That man
is
is
not the alternative, and I'm annoyed about that too. I enjoyed the time that he was off of Twitter, because when I tell you, my heart used to be on a red alert every day with his daily early morning tweets sending us off to war and sending bombs.
You just don't know what he's gonna say.
He's nuts. And he was the leader of our country. It feels like a dark time that I don't want to go back to. I don't want to go back there.
We don't want to see it. I know the debates are going to be in the, when they start to promote, I don't know what the campaign, God help me, when they start campaign, it's going to be a mess.
They have 2 years to throw something at this man to stick. Now, yay, I'm not too worried about.
Yeah, he's
not.
But
they have 2 years to throw something at Trump to make it stick.
They tried.
Because isn't he in? He's in court. He just.
No, he got subpoenaed.
Yes, thank you. Child, I don't be knowing the words.
I mean, but just the crimes that he's regularly committed, not even the ones that are related to the country, just the regular crimes.
Come on, okay.
A lot of those got held up because you can't charge a sitting president. So they got.
Well, they're trying to get him now for those documents that he stole. So.
Get him something.
Get him. Like she said, something got to stick. Because this man can't be sitting up here on, when is the vote? November? Child, I can't. Moving on. Y'all, the Chrisleys are going to the Chrisleys. So, lastly, you guys, this story, I'm not going to lie, it's the sentencing is what's getting me. So, Todd Chrisley and Julie Chrisley, as we know, we love them on USA, the family, the grandbaby, the kids, they got convicted of bank fraud. The couple used fake financial documents to obtain millions of dollars worth of loans from banks. Todd Chrisley is sentenced to 12 years in prison. Julie, the wife, she got 7 years. And all of their shows have been canceled. I don't even think they're going to play their show in syndication either. I am not surprised that they did this to get their wealth, but I honestly am so surprised at the sentencing. Did you think they were going to get 12 years for this?
Yes.
You did?
Yep.
I don't know. I just felt because, I thought the sentencing would have been a bit lenient because they're celebrities and
playing with these fake reality celebrities. And I'm playing with them.
Right, like Teresa Giudice and her ex-husband, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm just floored. I'm honestly shocked at the sentencing. I'm sure Todd fell out in that courtroom. If you know him and you know the show, you know that head went back sitting in that seat. I know they've been on house arrest since July or June, I think, of this year. And that is a privilege because had that been somebody else, they would have been in jail until the sentencing. My concern is for the children.
Yeah, how young are the children? I never actually watched the show. I'm familiar with it. I never actually watched it.
4 or 3?
They're
because I know the 2 oldest ones are like 16, 17.
No, the 2 oldest ones, I think they're in their 20s.
Oh,
but then they have the grandbaby that they keep full time, which is one of their estranged son's kids. And yeah, what's up with that storyline? So I'm hoping the tea will come out on that.
And she's black, right?
She is.
Yeah.
What is the tea on that? And where is that baby's mom? Oh,
where is that baby?
Where is the mom? Because the son is we don't see him except when he come to visit the baby. Yeah, something's going on over there, but I don't know. I'm shocked. I honestly am. I can't believe it. 12 years in prison. 12 years. Y'all think he gonna serve the whole time?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Me either. He's not.
What, like half?
Maybe.
He gonna serve it.
Maybe not even half. I think you only need to serve like a third of it before you can be up for probation or.
Yeah.
I second that. I don't think
it's
parole.
Technically a white collar crime. It's not like murder where it's like a high felony crime or anything like that.
It's still
and
a
he didn't
felony.
even do that much. He's not like Bernie Madoff. Like
yeah, where he was scamming everybody.
Right. True. All right. Well, the Chrisleys, we I don't even know what to say. Are we praying for y'all? I guess.
Just do better. Yes.
Do better.
We're praying
Yes.
for your family.
Do better.
The prison complex affects its people in deep ways, and although you did commit a crime and you got to do the time, the prison industrial complex touches people in really deep ways. So I'm praying for the family.
Yeah, I immediately thought about the grandbaby. Like that's all she known since she was born is her grandbaby. Child, yeah, praying for the kids. Y'all better get y'all ducks in a row immediately. Your dad and your mom is going to jail.
Together.
Line it up, rack them and stack them. Like, get your coins. Get your coins, children. All right, you guys. We've come to the end of the road. I really appreciate you guys every week listening in, tuning in. As always, you can follow my Instagram, blondeberry media. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, or just hit my link tree. All my stuff is in there. Thank you, Mary, for coming today.
course. Thank you for inviting me.
Really appreciate you coming. As always, we will have her Instagram on my webpage. And yeah, follow her. Look out for all the great things she's doing in Raleigh. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I am here every week at 6 p.m. We air next day on YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Peace.